Nagbabalik tayo mga tropa memes dito sa CFSPH Impact Summer 2026. Muli ako si Josuave, kasama ko si Sneaky Frog. And this last series of the day will be an interesting one kasi dito, pare, a lot of fates lie in the result of this last match of ex-governors versus EKISQUAD.
Yun nga, no? Ex-Governors, of course, it has been one of the more popular teams dito sa ating tournament, pare. Of course, having, Jason and Hangshu on your team will definitely net you some fans, pare. And they have had quite an interesting run dito sa ating tournament. Not gonna lie, having a really good start up against itong JYP, going 2-1 in a very close series, and yun nga, beating JYD 2-0. Also beating Hazmat, so they got the easy side of the bracket, or at least in the group stage dito sa simula. But then they started kind of tapering off a bit, no, with that loss up against itong Moment Esports. Na 2-0 pa sila dito ng ExGov. And ayun nga, no, this is gonna be their attempt to try and get back dito sa ating group stage, as they're still in a very good position, no, para maka-qualify nga dito sa ating top 4, with them only having 2 losses so far dito sa ating labanan. Meanwhile, EKISQUAD, no, in a very different position dito sa ating labanan, did come in as one of the favorites in terms of the strength of roster here, pero may onting doubt na nangyari na yun nga, they went 0-2 up against Moment Esports. They also forfeited their game up against dito sa SGJ, and na-recover naman nila na maayos, no, with their game up against itong Alliance with their 2-0 there. And yeah, I mean, so far yung kanilang record is serving them right. Wins against JYD, JYB, and itong Hazmat. So far, EKISQUAD kind of the slight favorite dito sa ating labanan, pare.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you there. No, nakita natin that it's kind of two different roads here to make it into their qualifications, wherein one is started good, is going bad, and the other in the opposite. Pero yun nga, no, speaking of series, let's go ahead and check a quick look at our map dito to see kung saan nga natin tutunghayan yung laban natin on the server. We will be starting here on Ankara, followed by New Compound as the ex-governors pick. And if we go all the way, which would not be a surprise if we did, magtatapos tayo ng landas sa subbase.
Yun nga. I'm actually interested to see if ever na makakaabot nga tayo dito sa subbase for our map number 3. And in all honesty, no, looking at the performances dito ng EKISQUAD, especially on the maps of Ankara, it's not too bad from their side, in all honesty. And ayun nga, no, we have seen some fairly good games dito sa mapa na to, especially para nga dito sa ating Ekis. And yun nga, no, knowing the players, they have plenty of experience pagdating nga sa mapa na to. New Compound, though, will be interesting to see, considering ExGov, this is also one of their favorite maps pagdating sa ating labanan. And I'm surprised na, EKISQUAD did not consider banning it out kasi pinprioritize nga nila dito ang pagkaban ng Black Widow, which is another map that ExGov is fairly good at. So, yun nga, no, EKISQUAD getting almost what they want, no, dito sa ating series. I think they would have wanted to see kung may Eagle Eye 2.0 yung labanan nga natin dito. But ExGov obviously doesn't usually foray yung mapa na yun, pare, so we are not gonna see that. But New Compound, just like what I said, is gonna be interesting considering na EKISQUAD, they have not played it at all the entire season, pare.
There could be one of two things. It's really a coin flip here when we're talking about that map in particular, kasi nga we just haven't seen. We don't have the data. But if we're being honest, no, based on what we do have at bay right now, itong EKISQUAD, they do have much more maps that have been shown so far in the season. Ex-governors have a few more secrets that they could be hiding. Could being yung operative word natin dito, kasi either they've been purposely hiding the strats here, or they just haven't by chance not played these maps at all, no?
Ayun nga, this is gonna be interesting to see, especially from the EKISQUAD perspective. No, obviously, alam naman natin yung capabilities ng EKISQUAD, especially when it comes to the map of Ankara, but how is that gonna translate in a map like New Compound, which is gonna be a whole lot less space to play, a whole lot more angles na kailangan nga nila isipin dito. But we're gonna take a look at the predictions, and I feel like we did the same thing, which is going both Ekis, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, you went ExGov, pare.
I went ExGov here for the
you're a ride or die Hangshu gamer, pare.
Yeah, for the plot, man, for the plot. Hey, we gotta get the viewers in here, no? Si Hanshu and si Jess and some crowd favorites nga naman. And we already got one upset today. Why not get another, diba?
Sabagay. I mean, might as well have two of them, no? Better than the price of one. Pero, ayun nga, no? I do still trust on the side of Ekis, no? At the very least, yung kanilang capabilities of, the talents of the players. Alam naman natin yung kung saan nanggaling dito si Tangram, also having a fair share of a CF experience already, no? Pero speaking of experience, I feel like definitely, Jessan's team, Hangshu's team can definitely get something going kung especially kung maayos yung naging kanilang laruan dito nga sa ating labanan. And there has been a fair few good performances, especially galing dito kay STL, DLR, OB has had some very good games as well. So hopefully makita natin yun dito sa series.
Yeah, I mean, we've been seeing itong ExGov that they've actually been a little bit more developed in terms of the macro. I feel like no, this shift where Han chooses IGL instead of Jessen has really freed up Jessen to just kind of be himself, play on the sniper for a bit. But Hanchu as well, no? Even having to deal with the bandwidth pare na kailangan niyang hawakan as the IGL, he's still able to shoot. He's still able to be the main character in some rounds na necessary to be converted. Pero yun nga, if we're doing it by the numbers, if we're doing it the more intelligent way, no, my brain says EKISQUAD, my heart does say ExGOVERNORS for the plot.
Yeah, for the plot nga dito, no, pare. It would be nice to see if ExGov can actually enter dito sa ating playoffs, and it would be a huge achievement for the team and for the squad, no, and a bit of redemption para nga dito kay Jessan, especially after what happened last time na he entered itong impact natin. And I hope to see some very good performances other than the two na minention nga natin. Once again, DLR also having some very good games, and itong si STL has been quite serviceable para nga sa team na to. But let's put the conversation back at least papunta nga dito sa EKISQUAD, pare. They have been somewhat all over the place, pero alam mo yung napakataas lang talaga ng floor nila bilang isang team dito nga sa CFPH Impact na it does usually happen from time to time na it is just good enough na even on their lowest effort nanggagawan pa nilang dumurog dito sa labanan natin. We might not see it here in all honesty, no? Yeah, ex-governors also have their fair share of wins, so it could be one of our closer series.
Yeah, I would expect that it's gonna be a close one. Kasi despite seeing that ExGOVERNORS have a pretty good record so far, it just seems to me that both these teams, both their floors are very high as well. No? So whoever is better on the server today would definitely be on. Pwede rin sabihin, you can't really contest what happens on the server today kasi nga, both these teams have a very high floor.
Yep, they just need to raise the ceiling at this point, pare. And we're gonna wait and see. No longer waiting, actually. We are gonna enter Ankara immediately. ExGOVERNORS dito sa BL side, GR side para ka dito sa EKISQUAD. And DLR already early presence papunta second mid. Pero tignan naman yung EKISQUAD almost, or actually already a very quick play dito sa map natin. Owen King, the only one holding from the CA side. STL looking in the wrong direction while OB was in the right. OB finally getting the one tap in return, but still 4 versus 3 pa rin at the end of the day.
Yeah, but there's nobody here on the site, man. QRL's gonna have to hold on to this himself with Hancho up in his face. Kailangan niya matras ng konti. There's so much utility being thrown. Despite that, he's still able to convert OB into a corpse para 2v4 dito. EKISQUAD coming in from both sides. Makahiwalay si Jessan. Jessan already down, and again, it's up to Hanshu. Main character, IGL dito ng ExGOVERNORS. Feeling the pressure from all sides. Gets one, gets two. Wait a second. It might be doable. He's aware of JJF. Oh. And Ram, wait a second. Ito na naman, pare. Yung main character ng ExGOVERNORS nag-activate ng maaga. JJF coming in from behind him. Unaware now ngayon para kay Hanshu. They look through EA. JJF right around the corner. Does he see him? Yes, nakita yung paa. But he turns around. Gotta be careful. Where do you want to go? He has the C4 and he slipped away. He's gonna make his way towards the B site with so much utility in his hands. And he's gonna be ready for that retake if it does happen. In fact, I feel like he might just be waiting for JJF to start to show up. Pero ito na nga, set bomb, fully committed now in 35 seconds, counting down the seconds on the clock before he shows up on the retake.
Yeah, I think nagkasalisihan sila actually dito sa site. Just the spec was a bit delayed. Jamero has made it to batteries and he's got the better weapon for the situation. Nasa harap ka ng kahoy na kahon, and with an EBR, you can just rail straight through that, pare. 1-0. What a 1v1 win para kay Jamero.
I have to say, man, one of that rounds, that round in particular was so classically ExGOVERNORS. We keep saying that you can't really be depending on Hanshu to save your life all the time, but he still does it every now and again. Just so happens that EKISQUAD was able to stabilize towards the end, thanks to Jamero. Now it's a little bit more orderly para sa ex-governors. Playing with a little bit more care. Have a pretty solid hold on the A side of the map here. QRL pushing all the way through the boxes. He's OB, but cannot
Shouldn't
back
have
away to
spotted.
safety, no?
He's an HE to be flung towards his direction, pare. Pero I think Owen King just using the smoke to kind of disguise the more wider peaks na ginagawa niya at the moment. And this smoke is actually going to be benefiting him in this situation. Pero naspatan na rin siya dito sa CA as well, as there is now a top A player rotated in. So ExGov decisions to make though, and para sa akin, I think you just send OB to the A site into the doldrums pare habang may kumukulit dito sa B site to kind of just create that separation para dito sa Ekis, but no. They're gonna keep it together. Instead, Jessa na lang ang naandito sa Biniter, and he might get re-cleared pare.
I think he might, no? But I feel like as of right now, EKISQUAD are just gonna fully commit to their positions. There is an opening that can be made out through Hotel if they do choose to make their way through. C4 though, also rejoining the rest of the team. ExGovernor is gonna go all in on this B side take. Kung saan mag-isa lang si Teng and no presence whatsoever from TB. 50 seconds here on the clock. Jason is waiting for a rotation to happen.
Oh, it didn't cut
And
anyone.
Jamero, does he look? Does he look? The timing! Jason, nagkanakatingin. Muntikan pa.
76 on Jamero, definitely doable. But the USP a bit too powerful in the hands of Jason. Ram, papuntang TB. Gandang bantay dito ni DLR. Holding down the B site, and EKISQUAD, this is one of your bad habits, going in one by one, and one by one you do fall, and one by one you fall to the offense dito ng ExGov. Early peaks not working out para dito sa EKISQUAD, and they get punished for it.
Can't be doing that, man. Not in this kind of situation. No, sabi nga natin, this is gonna be a close affair, and it seems to be shaping up to be that. No, 1-for-1. The control of Yera that they had earlier in this round, ExGovernors have to let it go because there's so much utility being thrown in their faces, waiting for the push from EKISQUAD. I like this patience, but they need to hit these shots. Yes, it's gonna be 1-for-1, but QRL will back off. Call for Ram to give him assistance, but oh my god, sharpshooter, man. Headshot after headshot, and this 3v4 will be a hard one to convert para sa ExGovernors because the Ram is just taking names here on our kill feed.
Tingin nga, when is the fight gonna stop para nga dito sa side ng EKISQUAD? It just seems like they want to keep rolling forward. And obviously, that's not the way to go. Teng going in. Nakita na si Hangshu, but does not spot DLR. Na dumaan dito sa kabilang hagdan. Pero Jamero in between the two players, but he's now spotted on EA DLR. 1 HP, repick. He's gonna die. Jessan, very dangerous ang kanya spot dito. USP, and it's not gonna hit the head of the veteran sniper. 2-1. ExGovernors. Okay, nakakabalik dito. Nakakabalik. And by balik, I mean they're getting a better start than what EKISQUAD is expecting na pare. EKISQUAD going forward every single round at nasasalo naman dito ng ExGov.
I like it, man. I like it. ExGovernors seem to have a pretty good read on what kind of activity we want to see here on the map. SDL, you have to bait out yung shot na yun. Galing, I think, dito sa my mid. That means EKISQUAD is starting to feel that pressure from ExGovernors. Kasi you can see, you know, you have to let go now of that HM control. Be a little bit more careful. And Ram has his attention divided between second mid. This division that's been made in that map by ExGovernors might be turned on its head though. Kasi nga, no, majority of the players here from EKISQUAD are hunkered inside of the B site. Ito na nga, nice HE to try and get something coming. TJF holding on.
Good angle. Yun lang. And ExGov, they decide to back off. At the wrong time. Si Ram naka-forward na ka dito. Jamero nakuha na ka si DLR. And Jessan, the only one left alive. And what can he do in this very precarious situation unless mag-peek sila isa-isa papunta sa kanya? This is not a possibility. Carl with the spot. Jessan failing to hit it. But a USP in hand. So, too many players on screen, pare. Too many players to deal with. 2-2. EKISQUAD tying it up.
I like it, man. We're really going back and forth for this series, and this will probably be a precursor to the rest of our sets, no? Kung ganito kalapit yung angkara, knowing that it's an EKISQUAD pick, you will be expecting as well some level of performance from ExGovernors on new compound as well. But Ram, look how far forward he's made it. Out through TB, mag-aantay sa hukay kung may tatawid man. Kapal na Ecoms, Jessan. Doesn't see a single thing, at least for now. Playing around bypass. Yes, ang ka nakatingin. Did not expect to ram around the corner now, and the rest of ExGovernors have to be reeling from that quick push galing sa kanila.
Ram hitting them with the oldest trick in the book, pare. Smoke mid and they just run through it.
Yeah.
Just not expecting that exact situation to happen. Kaya sobrang intent nilang talaga na nakatikin nga lang siya dito sa may high mid na kalaban. Pero ExGOVERNORS operating without their sniper, something that they're kind of used to dito sa ating labanan.
Fair enough.
As Jessan, he does like to go for early peaks as well from time to time, but he does hold most of the time dito sa backline. But does hit a fair few shots, especially with that USP, and we need to see more from that sniper though, galing sa kanya. Teng though, with his own TRG. Carl not sniping this time, which is interesting. Para kaya sa kanila dito. And Hangshu. Yun lang, good find dito kay Teng at nahulog na yung TRG sa base.
Good opener, man. He equalized the numbers now for EKISQUAD. And with JJF here inside of TB, waiting for the right time to cross over. SDL as well. Wait lang. It's gonna be awkward. He catches one, has to back off. But he does not expect that SDL's there. He still connects the bullets. DLR here for the trade. Pero ngayon, Hanshu, no choice but to move forward, leaving DLR in the dust. The 1v3 is caught on all corners, cannot escape death in this situation. EKISQUAD restoring the lead in their favor this time around.
And yeah, I mean, with a 3-2 scoreline, para nga dito sa EKISQUAD, you can kinda see them be a bit more confident pagdating sa kanilang movement, especially in towards second mid. Look at Jamero and the rest of the team wanting to file forward. Naspat na kung nasan si Jessan dito, para alam pa nila kung nasan si DLR. Jamero the first one down. But they really are trying to tempt Jessan out of that position dito sa market, so Teng can get a shot on him. Pero lalabas ba dito si Jessan? They're just gonna smoke it. But you can still kinda see it right through the smoke. You just have to get the right timing in, pero hindi na nakuha. Sayang yung start na Ekis. Could have netted them a two-man lead.
Yeah, could have been good for them, but unfortunately, it's not gonna be a given. Owen King inside of Vents, waiting for anybody who wants to show their faces here. Meron tayong magandang set up from Vent from CA. Owen King, and here it comes. They do take the bait. Couple of kills their way. QRL does get found, but the rest of the team has now spotted out where the C4 is. Ito na nga yung rotation galing sa EKISQUAD to try and restore control of this A side of the map. But Owen King has to pray. Has to pray that his teammates come in just in time to prevent that take from happening. Saan nga ba sila pupunta? Ram waiting sa RS kung may tatawid man ng mid. But where does the final decision lie? ExGOVERNORS taking their time. But I mean, it's still on the clock. It's plenty of time to have a real discussion of where they want to finish this. But EKISQUAD, they're fully committed to this A site hold. Teng? Okay. The back off from ExGOVERNORS here. He did this last time. It kind of bit him in the butt, but seems to me that they've actually pulled the wool over the eyes dito ng ExGOVERNORS. No? But Hanshu, ayun na nga, catches Teng out in the open. They know where they are. Rotation's fully committed now. Si Ram mag-isa is gonna try and prevent this C4 from being set. And they know exactly where he is. Owen King's gonna have to restore the balance in this equation, yung 2v3 dito.
Didikit na lang sila dito. I was thinking that Owen was gonna go TB or hotel pa dito sa sitwasyon. Owen King,
wow,
good flick towards DLR, pero alam naman na meron pa isang tao na nasa baterya. Owen King turning around in time, but he's too blind to see that Hangshu is already on ramp. 3-3, well played. Galing dito kay DLR, pare. He just kept it together dito sa loob ng site.
Yeah. Sometimes you really just have to fully commit to what you're doing. Which is a lot more than you can say for some of the other players out here. But doesn't matter. So ngayon na yung mga round natin, hating kapatid. It's one for you, one for me between our two squads. So I feel like we're gonna probably get a 4-5 here at our half. Question is, who's gonna get that 5? As of right now, neither of these teams are really giving way. Not gonna make it easy for their adversary here to at these rounds. And I like how actively these two teams are trying to change up the pace, change up the setups. I think gonna read on what's gonna be played here, but OB, the push out through Vent will net him that first frag in the round with Owen King down. Mag-isa na lang dito si QRL.
Sure, needs to back off, pare, but that's an all-or-nothing angle para sa kanya. On towards EA, fully blinded, instant headshot galing kay Obi from his USP, but here comes Ram with his own spray down, but Hangshu was ready to cover his teammate Obi with his USP. Good damage, papunta nga dito sa EKISQUAD. It's getting a bit reckless on their side. Flashes, nades, leading towards nothing.
Asa na makita. Sobrang kapal ng smokes. Teng and Gamero, who dropped down a couple of bodies. It may be possible, but the SDL takes matters into his own hands. A couple of frags his way. Now ExGOVERNORS this time leading. How do you want to do this, man? Ano nga ba yung magiging adjustment dito from EKISQUAD? It's just that both squads are so intent on changing things up every round that you really don't know what you're expecting here. Teng very far forward with the rest of his team coming on his backside.
Uy, nice shot galing kay Teng, papunta kay SDL. Owen King will be getting Obi. Hangshu, good trades para sa kanya to get long A control. Owen King now down. Lot less people dito sa long A, but still Teng wants to go for the full challenge. Papuntang Militaire, pero Ram, full HP on him. Still a lot to fight for, but with a headshot, that creates all the difference para dito sa ExGov na makapunta ka ng A side. 10 HP on Teng, and Jamero not too far off as well. I mean, any site na pwede nilang kunin dito, but they just gotta hope that Teng doesn't hit the shots.
Yeah. Quite simply, man. Just a well-placed shot from him would have been possible, pero yun nga. Easy conversion here from DLR, leaving Jamero to try and solve the problems coming in from behind. DLR very aware of that flank coming in for them, and ExGOVERNORS now starting to pull away in the scoreline. First time this entire set, pare, that we have a 2-round lead.
With a 5-3 scoreline, pare. ExGOVERNORS taking full control of this first half dito sa Ankara, and they have been a lot more, let's say, a lot more stable, no? Kumpara nga dito sa EKISQUAD, who has just been fighting forward time and time again. And most of the wins na nakikita ka natin, it is off of a 1v1 or a 2 versus 2. So, yeah, no, barely any convincing rounds para ka sa kanila dito.
What is it this time? EKISQUAD much more backwards here in the approach that they have right now, no? In terms of the defense. The utility gonna be set up, Hanshu. Lineups to be expected. Here comes the take. OB, SDL making their way inside. QRL holding on to the top, and it's just so effective. 3 for him, and he's still trying to mow them down. Buta na just yung Owen King, and that leaves Jessan in the dust. C4 out of his hands, and all he can do is wait. Wait for the people to come his way. 1v3, and not gonna be much longer than that. 5-4 dito, ExGOVERNORS with the advantage moving into our second half.
Ayun nga, ExGOVERNORS obviously with a very good start dito sa labanan natin, pare, but with EKISQUAD kind of just rolling with the punches as well, having their own strength dito sa mapa natin. As soon as anything goes wrong dito sa execute ng ExGOVERNORS, they do find a way in. So, gonna have to wait and see. Defense para sa ExGOVERNORS. EKISQUAD now on the offense this time. And is it gonna be an actual setup, pare, or is it gonna be a bit pubby?
I think it just might be. Look at the space from EKISQUAD. The approach through CA, looking for any kind of presence from HM. There's no one here, man. It's a huge opening. If EKISQUAD can suss out na walang tao sa my mid, or even just wait for a rotation from ExGOVERNORS, it should be an easy conversion. But Teng, an opener, pare, sniper v sniper, si Jessa lang lalagapak. That's one less person to worry about when they do commit towards A. As you could see, EKISQUAD are just waiting for the reaction from ExGOVERNORS to come to fruition. Hanshu and Vent now. Teng. Don't do it, don't do it! Oh, he gave it away. Buti na lang, nandyan si QRL. Got the 3v3 now. But he's just running it down into that B site.
Hold on. QRL, he's on it dito sa kanyang HK, pare. And you really do not want this specific player heating up para sa EKISQUAD.
Oh, yeah.
And Obi has to snake his way into the B side via this tunnel speed position. 59 seconds na lang ang natitira dito sa orasan natin.
Owen King?
Owen King misses his tap. pero 11 HP na lang dito si Obi. The
Oh,
HK
wait!
can do
Wait!
massive damage, especially if it's to the head.
So far away.
Carl on 1 HP, but look at the plant. Carl at a disadvantage here. He's gonna be the one that has to do the checking. Left, right, and center! Pero hinaf-check ni Obi ang left. Nako po, rookie mistake from Obi, but what a round from QRL.
Yeah. Not cleaner than we would have expected. But I thought it was cooked from the get-go, but it really gave us hope. Again, we're continuing that pattern in which we see both teams really giving it their all. SBL catches Jamero on the way outside, but it's not going to be able to convert that kill. That's one. DLR on the backside. It's just layers and layers of defense coming in from ExGOVERNORS, but it's not working out. Ram takes matters into his own hands. 2 kills to himself. And Hotel is a bloodbath of bodies stacked up on the floor, waiting for the push. Ram, the 3rd kill, man. Ram is the man of the hour right now in this round, and Hanshu and Obi need to put a stop to it.
There it is. There's the stop. Hangshu finally giving a conclusion dito sa highlight play. Dito ni Ram, but even Teng gets him, catches him on the ramp side. OB around the corner. USP will be better for him, pero bawas na nga siya dahil sa HK. Dito ni QRL and Teng. I feel like he's fully well aware kung ilang HP na lang dito ang ating last player, and even with the USP, he can deal some massive damage with it. And the fact that it is planted all the way for spawn, as long as he's not out in the open, making okay naman siya dito. Left, right, Teng will be flicked on!
God.
And masyado yatang confident si Teng sa kanyang USP. He was expecting that he can just finish off a 26 HP OB, pero hindi. Really good adjustment from OB and a must-needed win para dito sa ExGov.
Yan, nag-hit up na nga sila dito, man. Both sides, in fact. We're getting Carl, we're getting OB right now. But the closers of Hanshu and DLR are really making a difference to keep them just ever so slightly in the lead, Sneaky. Where is it? There's much more stress here on the mid side for ExGOVERNORS. They're waiting for some sort of push from Teng. And to see if he can catch anything on HM. Another slowdown from EKISQUAD. Carlos made his way out through CA. Utility being thrown on very varied areas on the map here, keeping ExGOVERNORS kind of exploring here and there. There's a TB push that's being cooked up here by ExGOVERNORS. They might be able to catch dito si Carl kung hindi siya mag-ingat sa pastuhan niya, Jessan. Will the timing work out? Will the patience work out? Is the question. Kasi ito na nga paparating, Carl. Does he peek? Yes, he does. But Jessan can't connect the bullet. Has to back off. They're just baiting it out, man. Trap has been set here by ExGOVERNORS. But they're way too antsy to stay where they are. And EKISQUAD might just be able to get this piece for free. With the right timing.
Be good if there is a bait from some of these angles, pare. But ExGov decided to move off of it. 3 players on the A side, though. Very good start, if ever. Matamaan nga ni Jessan kung sino man ang dadaanan na andito sa vents. Would make Obi's job a whole lot more easier. But once again, they're just staggering their nades dito sa A side, and now they're waiting for the second flash instead. And one needs to land right on room A. Big flash, pero Jessan di siya bulag dito sa room A whatsoever. Hangshu, Jessan getting their own. Teng and Jamero getting some frags in return as well, but is it a bit too late? Teng with a nice shot. Pero hinahabol na kasi dito papunta top A. DLR missing some USP shots, but gets the BPM just in time. 5 and 7, EKISQUAD. Yun nga, no? I thought they kind of had the upper hand sa simula nun, pare, pero hindi nila napatay agad si Jessan at si Obi.
And yeah, the amount of delay that was given here by Jessan and Obi really unlocked the possibilities for that round, no? Coming in with that flank from ExGOVERNORS. I do like the approach, but this time, Carl and DLR already taking that duel here in LA. Ang daming kaguluhan na nga dito. Hanshu dipping his toes in as well in the pool. But look at this. 3 people. 2 in CA. 3 in CA at this point in time. EKISQUAD have to be careful where they are. Just the patience, man.
Uy, sayang yun galing dito kay Teng, and he knows the last player's in CA. Timing advantage para sa kanya. DLR
Oh,
on half HP. Habulin kaya siya dito sa may EA. Teng has time to go all the way into top A and has no information about
he's
the
going
last
big.
player whatsoever. And Teng is just running for it. Papunta dito sa B side. DLR is waiting this entire time but he's finally turned around. But he's also suspicious na pwede pang nasa A side itong si Teng at nagpapatagal lang siya dito. Teng with the plant. He has to look CA immediately if he wants a chance up against dito kay DLR. And DLR indecisive kung saan siya dadaan dito. A-side ba? Or is it gonna be high mid? Teng just got off the angle just in time. Pero pwede siyang bumalik dito. Could be peeking it a bit safer. In all honesty, missing the shot dito kay DLR. He has to go for the repeak. Or else! He is gonna get stuck. But instead, DLR is gonna finish the job for him. 8-5. EKISQUAD is falling apart.
Yeah. On their own map pick too, man. This is why. No, I was really putting the stress on the mere fact na, yeah, the numbers might feel a little bit farther away than they really are. It's giving a disservice to these teams as to how close that skill is between these squads. Jason again with an opener. Thing has kind of been deactivated, no? The last couple of rounds, Sneaky. With that being said, Jason is just on a tear. Dalawa kagad para sa kanila. EKISQUAD have to go all in for this side take. Sacrificing life and limb, but not getting very far on the campaign para makapasok ng A. ExGOVERNORS, 1 round to go, and Ankara is theirs.
This is where the questions start to be asked, no? Para nga dito sa EKISQUAD na, you know, why does everyone feel so disconnected dito sa mga fights nga natin? All the trades are not as smooth as it was in that one round win.
No!
Jason,
Not the
leg
leg!
lang dito. But still, Jamero on half HP. STL can go for the repeak. Pero mapapaalis na lang. STL, pretty good with the rifle so far. I mean, 4, 10, and 7, but the 7 assists count for something. But a minute and 50, plenty of time to reset para dito sa ExGov. They need members on the sites itself. Pero repick na lang gagawin nila dito papuntang mid. They're gonna look for another player.
Carl's right here. He needs to get at least one. STL? Oh, that's one. But he turns the other way. Does not expect the second player coming in through TV. Pare, naipit siya doon. Ngayon, ang EKISQUAD, an advantage for them. Push out through Hotel. DLR receives one, cannot get the second. It's just way too many players on the screen right now for you to click your mouse on their heads. So Hanshu and Obi are gonna have to reunite. EB, Hanshu out through bypass, taking the long scenic route. And I think Teng is looking the wrong way. He's suspicious, but he does not get the timing right. Si Hanshu connects the bullet at si Obi na lang natitira sa isang iglap. Wala na siyang kasama. Gets one, but it's not long for this world. EKISQUAD may laban pa. Hindi pa pahid na basta-basta makuha itong Ankara.
And yeah, Obi has been pretty good on these clutches, but not that time. Pretty good coverage galing dito sa EKISQUAD on their front and back lines. Dang. Hitting his shots on the sniper. He needs to hit a few more. Pero Jessa naman nasasala dito papuntang long A. Is it gonna be a jump peak? Yes, it is! Woo! Walang nagkabawasan dito sa dalawang veterano natin. Pero Teng wanting to dip his toes one more time. But Chesan on a massive off angle na naandito sa kanan ng EA! And the Unk hits the Unk with the Unk move. Yun lang.
Sucks, man. How do you do this? How do you make it so awkward para sa mga laban na to? Ano, ExGOVERNORS are able to really confuse itong EKISQUAD, what it looks like. So nilang puntirihin itong mid. DLR waiting to be the first point of contact. And Strahl makes his way forward straight into the head yung baling DLR. Ganyan ng EKISQUAD. Have to go for plan B. The push out through TV. Owen King unsure as to where to look. He does get absolutely nothing, knowing that the rest of ExGOVERNORS is just waiting. Ram, the last man standing here, the last hope to try and keep Ankara alive. And ExGOVERNORS steal away EKISQUAD's map pick.
There it is. Very well played from the side of ExGOVERNORS, para in all honesty. Yeah, Hangshu played really well, but at the same time, this is what I want to see galing sa kanila, pare. It's not just Hangshu, it's not just itong si Jason, but Obi, man, having a hell of a time in those clutch plays, and especially itong si STL kind of holding it down on his side of the map, pare. So yun nga, big props dito sa EKISQUAD. In all honesty, they had a good attempt up until the second half, pare. Yeah. Ayun nga, and I don't know what happened. Parang ever since na Obi won that one versus one, the mental just went down the drain para nga dito sa EKISQUAD. And just like what you said, this has happened before, pare.
Yeah. Nagtitaper off nga no towards the end itong Eke squad. Medyo binitawan nga nila yung throttle. But what I really want to stress here is the fact that medyo nag-evolve nga talaga to yung ex-governors. Where we're seeing it when it's not just the Hanshu show. Kasi dati pare, when it was Hanshu, it had to be Hanshu. Without Hanshu, this team would never win. Now, with him leading the pack, pare, everyone's able to activate, everyone's able to contribute. And that's why I have so much hope para dito sa ex-governors na magpakita ng magpakitang gilas no for this last series of the day. This one being said though, EKISQUAD having lost their own map pick will definitely be struggling to get their mental back in check, knowing that our second set here, no, which is new compound, the ex-governors are very well practiced on this map.
Ayun nga, and ex-governors being very well practiced is definitely one of the key things para nga sa kanila dito. I like the way that their mindset is just steady and ahead, no, pare. And I like what I'm seeing from the rest of the team as well, and it's the fact na, you know, you don't have to be the main character to have some character development nga dito sa ating team. And yun nga, you can see the development from the other players as well. Way better map movement galing nga sa kanila, ex-governors. In general, no, they just feel more connected kumpara sa nakita nga natin galing dito sa Ekis. The trades were a lot more faster. The confidence na pag-push forward dito sa kanilang mga plays, and especially knowing na yun nga, no, you can trust your teammate na magkalat dito sa site, and he will have this trade just in case they do need it. Pero yun nga, EKISQUAD, obviously they tried to brute force their way to a win, pare, but with ExGov's very smart way to approach itong laruan natin. Even dun si Jessan at one point when he was challenging itong si Bosteng dito nga sa Minitor, tinamaan siya ng tanda, as they say in Tagalog, pare. And ayun nga, it just seems like it's a lot more smarter play overall para nga dito sa ExGov, but para naman sa Ekis, it just looked rough in the second half.
Yeah, it was really apparent, no, that they kind of lost the scope during this second half. You could see quite a few mistakes being made. The spacing was kind of off between the entries dito ng EKISQUAD, no, Teng, si JJF, where they were kind of on an island more often than not, and there was a lot of pressure here on Carl trying to really create that map control na kinakailangan ng EKISQUAD, and that resulted here in quite a lot more wins by ex-governors, no? 10 and 6 magtatapos yung ating scoreline here on Ankara, and as you could see, the streaks from ex-governors, they really didn't let EKISQUAD get any kind of momentum once they actually had that lead in their hands.
Yun nga, no, big props to DLR as well, having a hell of a good game para nga dito sa ex-governors with a 1.80 KD, 1.13 kills per round, pare. And with that kind of a performance, especially from someone so young, dito sa ex-governors really is, yun nga, no, really makes you bright-eyed about yung future nga dito ng mga players natin on the ex-gov side. OBE, very nice one as well, with a 0.73 headshots per kill. So you know he was on it pagdating sa HK417 natin. And yun nga, para sa Ekis, nice try para kay Carl with a 0.60 HK, with a 1.15 KD, with a 0.94 kills per round, but it wasn't enough because it was a bit of a solo performance. Owen King was not present for the map at all dito sa labanan natin, pare. And the set MVP most likely will go in the way of DLR with a, with a stat line that is hard to ignore, pare, for a set MVP.
Yeah, man, 1.8, 1.13 kill per round. And yeah, might not be the highest headshot per kill percentage, but the impact that was felt across the map from DLR was so apparent throughout this entire set na it is undeniable na nag-aatid nga talaga ng kakaibang lakas itong si DLR for Ankara. But yeah, we need to move forward, man. As you could see, ex-governors, I feel like in the camp right now for them, they're excited, they're starting to feel confident. And when you get into flow state, especially this current ex-governors lineup na nakikita mo, no? They're much more orderly, they have better spacing, they have better protocols, is what it seems to be. I feel like new compounds are gonna be a real challenge for EKISQUAD.
Oh, for sure. Kasi it's a whole lot less freedom, no? Dito sa mapa natin kumpara nga dito sa Ankara, where you can just bounce around, kind of just space around, kind of b-hop around. Para new compound, it's a lot more close spaces and a lot more direct fight. So, yun nga, no, could be of benefit para sa EKISQUAD, but knowing how ex-governors have been playing, man, yun nga, they have practiced this map time and time again. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, well, that being said, no? You talking about set number 2? We will give you set number 2. But before that, magpapahinga muna kami dalawa ni Sneaky CFSPH Impact 2026 Summer. We'll be right back. Welcome back, ladies and gents. Ako si Joshua Vegsamo, si Sneaky Frog. CFSPH Impact Summer is here. And Riga, at pretty surprising no end sa ating unang set. Ankara in the hands of ex-governors. Na nakita natin yung slow pull away when it came to our second half. Sneaky, what do you think happened there?
Yun nga, no, EKISQUAD. Dude, in that second half, man, it just kind of felt like the
Parang may nag-flip na switch.
brain connections, pare, no, in between them is it was just kind of severed, no, that the trades non-existent. Yun nga, no, the pushes weren't convincing, and at the same time, the setups though from the side of ex-governors, masasabi ko nga amin na it wasn't that complicated. It's the typical, EA box. Other gated ng EA, tapos may top A, and then, 2 top A, 1 room A. It's the typical stuff na nakikita ka natin dito. But it just seems like the typical executes hindi magawa nga dito ng EKISQUAD. It just kinda was just a crumbling at a certain point no, dito sa mapa natin. Especially in those last 2 rounds where they were actually attempting executes nga dito sa mapa natin. No? It didn't look pretty, pare, to say the least.
Yep, I agree, man. I mean, you could see, kind of off talaga. We could see some break in the protocols. The spacing was a little bit awkward. And yeah, again, the most important thing though is the trades, man. They have a solid base, a solid default. It's just that hindi rin tumatama yung mga trades when the entry is working out for ex-governors. No? So it's just kind of a lot of things. The straw that kind of broke the camel's back, I feel like, when nung nag-switch sides tayo, nag-activate as if the worries no EKISQUAD weren't bad enough on their side. Nag-activate si OP. Nag-activate si
DLR was
DLR, man. It was monstrous to watch. And it just feels like unfortunate timing na nung nag-activate yung isa, nag-deactivate naman yung teamwork nitong EKISQUAD.
Ayun nga, man. And hindi yan nagkamali dito yung pagpili ni Jessan dito sa mga players. At si GovUichi, who's in the chat, big shout out dito kay GovUichi, yung CM ng ating ex-governors. And ayun nga, no, so far your boys are doing really, really well. No? And he's been quite nice, passing by a lot dito sa mga streams natin, pare.
He's always active, no?
Yeah, ex-governors, he's very active. Yun nga, especially on the other platform that starts with the letter T. Pero ayun nga, man. I feel like ex-governors, especially with the group that they have right now, you can tell na they're very well practiced, pare. You know what I mean? And I can tell na, they have been through these sets time and time again, and parang inuulit-ulit nila no, up until perfection. And I feel like it's perfect for a map, long new compound natin, which we are gonna get into. PL side para dito sa ex-governors, EKISQUAD on the GR side. Is it gonna be redemption or is it a sweep?
Thing already here sa my window. You can see ex-governors right now, not much interest on the B side of the map. I feel like the stress that they're giving here on curve, also leading up towards store. Leading up with the utility. As of right now, we're not seeing any early rotations from EKISQUAD as of last few seconds, but I feel like it's starting to get cooked up here, no? Leaving Jamero dito sa my store A, and still nothing. It's just ex-governors are really taking their time here, trying to bait out maybe a rotation or two, which was what they were doing towards the end ng Ankara. Toby met with a couple of bullets galing kay Ram. If any time's the time for Ram to get woken up, it is now. Start off our new compound on a good side.
Kaltukan pa siya dun sa pader. So it is only on half HP. So Obi with a bit of luck on his side, pare. If that was pure meat, yung shot na yun from the HK, he would have been a dead man. Pero, gets to live as of now. He gets to keep yung napaka-importante na utility na nasa belt niya ngayon kasi medyo puno yan when he was kind of first peeking. So 1 minute left on the clock. Ex-governors going the forbid route. If anything else fails, it's a new compound. You don't find anything. Let's go long. And Hangshu just sends it. Jamero with a good hold on the first kill. Second kill on DLR. And STL will finally get the return. Pero bakit nag-pick to si T? I think he just let it fester, pare. Let it fester dito sa long A.
Oh, man. That could make all the difference in the rest of this round, no? Kasi may 3v3 na tayo. Yes, OB is hurt, but the amount of space, the amount of information that's been granted. Now, Owen King has to be the only one person inside of 2F. And the ex-governors have the perfect read, man. The rotation has come in early. And Owen King, all the pressure is on his shoulders. I think they're fully aware, though. Plant committed.
Ooh.
My God, the headshot. Gotta get Owen King. Yes, on the other side. Buti na lang nakapag-convert with the TRG. Pressure! My God! Veterancy from Jessan showing up in speeds right now to get the last kill. Cleaning up this round. Ex-governors, what a first round out of them.
That's going on the For You page, pare. Jessan with a 3K of a lifetime to hold down Z and cut off the rotation ng mga players natin.
Still got it.
Ang still got it, pare. Still jumping on that rope, sniping on that sniper. It's like nothing changed. Just slightly slower on the firing speed, pare. Pero parang yung nakita ka natin dito sa Ankara, that EA challenge. You can have the best firing speed. Pero pwede kang tamaan ng gulang dito, men. Pero Jessan, no active challenges, no? Para nga dito sa ex-governors actually. Like, once again, they're just gonna go for long control and fight whoever's here. Possibly magkiiwan lang sila ng isa or dalawang players dito, no? They can wrap back around dito nga sa ating A site. But the only danger of this play, pare, pag nag-iwan ka ng isang player na naandito sa long, the right play para dito sa Ekis is just to re-clear it with a flash or multiple players dito, men.
Yeah.
So, they're trying to create that ambiguity. Ano ba talaga ang play namin?
I like it. No? We're starting to get that pressure up through mid. Medyo divided yung attention itong mga EKISQUAD players natin. It's gonna be Teng again, no? Na a lot of pressure will be on his shoulders to try and get that first frag once somebody swings out through the door. But with a smoke like this, there is plausible deniability na pwede siya makuha. Hanshu, double peek. My God, diretso sa ulo. But the JJF able to anchor on, prevent that push from the other side. 3 kills in Ram. Shoving it down. Jessan last man standing, nowhere to be seen. And the C4 is in the midst of a crawling with the EKISQUAD players.
Jesus. Yun nga, man's on the A site. Just firing away. Jessan though, pwede siyang bumawi dito. Isa ba na naman tong clip para kay Jessan? Mukhang hindi. Ram just takes his head off. And a pop-off round para dito kay Jamero. I feel like, you know, EKISQUAD needed that type of round for one of their players at least to just G-check, no, kung online pa sila dito sa mapa natin o hindi. And Jamero, he's gonna welcome that challenge, pare.
Yeah. First 2 rounds again, no? We got the same treatment as we got on Ankara. Malapitan lang yung laban ng dalawa nating kumpanan for the start of this map. It will then become a question of who has much longer endurance. DLR now walking his way up through pillars, staying Carl, pati si Owen King, every corner is covered here. They know where he is, but he gets the headshot anyway. I don't know about that, Owen King. Pero ganyan yung buhay niya. And now they have to restore the balance on the map, pare. A lot of openings can be made if we have an overextension from EKISQUAD. Carl, where do you want to go? Buti na lang, nakuha niya pa si DLR.
Yeah, it's really rough to see. Walang continuation play nangyari dito sa B-side. Here comes the flash from Ram. Doesn't blind anyone, and Hangshu, he was miles away from that flash battle, so he was not blinded at all whatsoever. But look at this A site, it's free for the taking dito ng ExGov. Nagbintis si Teng! Oh my goodness, pero Jamero, possibly from the backside. Hangshu spotted sa loob ng smoke, pero hindi nga nakuha. Meron pa silang control. Jessan, medyo late sa kanyang appointment dito sa A site. Carl and Jamero will try to re-clear him off mid, but look at the amount of delay na nagagawa dito ni Jessan. He's shaved off 10 seconds off of the C4. Here comes the flash papunta kay Carl, and even the kill para kay STL, and Jessan, the cherry on top of the pie, pare, getting the last kill. ExGOVERNORS, BL side ng new compound, man. They're making it work.
They are making it work, man. I gotta shout out dito si Jessan, no, na hindi mo i-expect na siya magiging winning factor for that last round. Perfect on the spacing as well, fully aware of the people inside the site, pero wala kang magagawa, man. The impending pressure, the impending doom that sense na si Jessan na sa likuran mo, you can't really be turning your back on that. So now in response, EKISQUAD, some early utility being thrown out to try and buy some time, waste the amount of time that they can be using to explore this map. Jessan again committed this time on tower to see if he can get a rotation, but Teng will be the one to win this first frag this time around. That's one step in the right direction for EKISQUAD.
I think what would be good para dito sa Ekis pare, if Jason already has tower control, I think you should immediately be thinking of a continuation play. Hindi pwede na naka-steady lang kayo dito sa mapa.
Yeah.
And you gotta take advantage, no? Kasi tower, you can see the inside of EA, you can see that curve, you can cut off so many rotations from that point. So need to be a bit more faster in terms of action para dito sa ExGov because this exactly can happen. Ram, immediate headshot dito kay Obi, a bit raw on the peak. Papunta nga dito sa long A, but they were expecting the smoke to cover them. DLR didn't even shoot a shot dito sa kanyang DRG. HK417 on the switch up. Jamero spotted on EA, baba tower para dito kay Carl. Carl, one tap.
Oh,
misses!
no!
Misses the mark! Pero si Hangsu naman natatama! With the 3K! Oh my goodness me, Hangsu! He is looking for another clip. SDL stopped in his tracks. Dito sa A side, DLR will continue the headshot party. Dito sa A side, Hangsu running, dug in papunta dito sa B side. Looking to plant the C4. And here it comes. Teng has to be the one entering paloob ng mga crosshairs ng mga players dito ng ExGOVERNORS. Hangsu, jump peek information already here. Teng kailangan na sumala papunta na site and he's made to the servers. USB headshot, but it's the save by DLR. I feel like Hangsu's already done his job. DLR here for the cleanup, pare. What a round galing sa ExGov.
Some great stuff, man. The split-second decisions that ExGOVERNORS are making here on new compound. It only happens when you've been very well practiced dito sa mapa na to. No? It's just so much of a hard commit whenever you want to do a push on one side. But it's DLR a little bit too committed this time around. I don't think he expected EKISQUAD to be that close around the corner, no? Do you want to do that is the question. Ano, EKISQUAD na deny nila yung space na yon. They can attention elsewhere, no? C4 out in the open. Ram taking down two to his name. Ngayon si Hancho at si Jessa, kailangan nilang i-save yung round na to. 2v4, make their way out through Z. Teng catches one. Jessa, last man standing, gets Owen King, but JJF will clean it up. EKISQUAD, buti na lang nakabawi pa.
That's kind of the danger of playing a bit too fast and not finding the right players on the right angles dito sa new compound, as you can get punished very quickly talaga if you can make the wrong if you make the wrong decision. And ExGOVERNORS kind of snap with the reality that they are playing new compound. And sometimes rounds really do not just work out, man. You just get shot in the head and then all of a sudden there's like a second player coming out of EA and then there's a third player randomly from CB. The typical new compound experience. Pero EKISQUAD will be trying to see if they can definitely give that premium experience, especially on the defense. Mas kalmado na sila kumpara na sa nakita nga natin kanina dito sa first map natin. And I feel like they're starting to respect kung ano man ang tinatapon nga dito ng ExGov. EKISQUAD though, just as capable. Owen King needs to be the one performing sa mapa na to. And he doesn't get the headshot. Really nice find galing kay Obi.
Entry here, Carl has to pray. Diyan na kayong backup niya. Ram shows up. But ExGOVERNORS, they call a cancel here on the B side. Which is great, no? Considering nakapag-rotate na ngayon dalawang player dito ng EKISQUAD sa loob ng B, which is notoriously hard to take sites, especially when you're in batteries, no? That advantage will be played to its fullest, not to mention si Teng na committed, waiting for somebody to push through curve. With JJF having to anchor alone here on this A site, ExGOVERNORS have a perfect read of the situation. In fact, he's pushing a little bit too far forward. And with that, Jason, once he sees him, kada buhay niya. He gets a headshot though, Jason. A little bit too slow. But JJF is able to keep them at bay.
Yun lang. Unlucky landing dun sa quickscope. Tumama dun sa thigh niya, pare. Pero Teng, tumama rin dito sa center mass ng mga players natin na papasok dito ng A-site. Hangsu, opportunity to maybe make something happen pero hindi na yata lalabanan ni Ram. Kung sino man na nasa loob ng B-site, C4 has been reported dito sa LA. And Hangsu, siya na lang natitira once again, the miracle worker, the main character. Para dito sa ExGOVERNORS, he needs to produce another highlight clip. Teng spotted sa long, but he's out in the open. Got a bit reckless, forgot that it was a 1 versus 2. And EKISQUAD collect another one, pare.
Taking their lucky stars na off yung timing dito. And now we got a 3-3 here. Keeping it close talaga yung dalawa nating squad, man. These two middle of the pack teams are going at it. For ExGOVERNORS, it's the chance to get into playoffs contention. For EKISQUAD, it's trying to prevent a downfall at the worst possible time. Now OB cognizant of the possibility somebody pushing through this smoke. So intent on holding on to this angle, Jason also, no? As of right now, not too active for EKISQUAD. Play with the crossfires that they have set up. Stick to the protocols. Stay passive. No? Just play new compound normally. But Carl has other ideas. And DLR is unaware.
What? He lived that?
Is. What? Ah, buti na lang.
How the hell is he 24 HP?
I would be very angry.
I would be staring at Owen King so pissed, pare. Why did you not peek in that one, pare? Hello? I'm 24, gang. Give me a bit of a chance. Pero... Ooh, no chance for Jason at. Oh,
whoa,
teka lang, Teng.
Whoa.
Someone's knocking at the door at hindi ka ready na meron na palang bisita dito sa bahay mo, pare. STL, OB. 2 kills for the side of ExGOVERNORS, equalizing ang ating putos dito. Pero Jamero, napakagandang check. Papuntang long, hang shoes down. OB having to produce another clutch round para sa kanyang team. OB left, right, and center dito sa Z. Pero nahuli na siya ni Carl. STL will be sprayed down with the HK417. EKISQUAD regain the lead dito sa mapa natin.
EKISQUAD is stabilizing now, no? JJF has been a huge factor. Just being able to anchor onto this A site time and time again. If not completely anchored, completely denied, he's able to buy enough time para makapag-rotate yung mga teammates niya dito. And that's why it's such a central quantity when it comes to this GR side para sa EKISQUAD. But I feel like, no, we haven't really seen too much mid control out of ExGOVERNORS. It was what it seems to be. Nandilulutong nila ngayon. Ram sees 4 people up in his screen. Nakuha niya nga si Hancho pero si Obi nandyan nga para sa trade. Where do they go from here? You overcook, do you go towards A kung saan napakaraming tao nakabantay? Carl is only one person but for sure no, hindi nila ine-expect yung dalawa pa. Pwede manggaling sa may mid because every second that pushes forward now for ExGOVERNORS means that this flank should be impending doom para sa kanila. Carl, my God! Why would you overextend like that? You take down OB and SDL at ngayon si Jessan at DLR na lang natitira. C4 out in the open. Jessan turns the wrong way. Timing denied and DLR exterminated. The EKISQUAD creating distance now between them and ExGOVERNORS.
ExGOVERNORS, yun nga, no? They have had a great start dito sa labanan natin, pare. A fair few clips from Hangshu and STL and DLR. Ooh, but Jessan blowed up in the mid side and he just eats 3 HEs for dinner. Pero 4 players still left alive para nga dito sa side ng ExGOVERNORS and they're gonna run through the B side. Look at that headshot or pair of headshots para kay STL. Can he make it a hat-trick? Thing getting the kill and it's a hat-trick in the B side. DLR with his own double kill. Oh my God, the USPs.
Jesus,
nerf it,
man.
nerf
it, man. Pag pumasok tayo ng regional finals and the USP still look like this
oh, don't worry, pare. I was already 2 steps ahead. I was saying to nerf it ng 2025 pala.
Hey man, if it wasn't for the USP, we wouldn't get the clips like this. But my God. Open round to Jessan para si Uncle Jessan. Hindi tumama ngayon. Advantage for EKISQUAD. It's not too much space that's coming on the back of that though, no? It's more up to OB to hold on to pillars. And not to mention, medyo open itong curve natin. So if they make their way into the B site, ExGOVERNORS are going to be having to play the numbers here for that retake. OB? Oops.
Pop. OB.
Ring around the rosy.
You would want the kill here though. You would want the kill here, pare.
At least one.
Medyo sayang yung position na yan. Ay, you're playing a dangerous game here, OB.
Patintero.
Buti na lang. He gets out of the dangerous tinikling, pare. And SCL na, what's the move para sa ExGov? Yun yung hinahanap ko pag after ng dangerous play like that. What's the move for ExGov? How do they react to it? Maybe there is a bit of a push. Really good angle para kay STL. Usually it's not fully checked here, but did they spray down yung kahon? And look at the damage! Galing kay STL. He gets 2. And he gets what he wants dun sa sitwasyon na yun, pare. 3 versus 3 na ulit.
I like that full commitment, man. If there's anything that could be said about that, EKISQUAD gonna be backing off from there. They feel the danger, the rotations coming in from ex-governors as well. If they can get the right timing, pwede sila makapuslit, papasok ng B-site natin. But OB still left unchecked, no, just outside. They think they're aware of that possibility na may push galing sa may mid. DLR sees Ram. Tries to get the headshot, has to back off. Now the smoke's in his face. Results in his death. Teng and Ram taking names, putting them in the ground. Ngayon si Obi na nakikita na mag-isa. But Ram, all he needs is one bullet straight to the head para kay Obi. EKISQUAD creating distance once more and looking to turn the tides on ex-governors.
No, my goodness me. EKISQUAD. Can they make an X on the mark of ExGov dito sa labanan natin? Especially in a new compound map at Owen King. Who is he feeling like dito sa labanan natin, pare? He didn't feel like he was 3-7 in that peak. Pero meron pa ang dalawa na papasok dito ng B-side. Hangshu. Oh, Hangshu. Hangshu dipping in and out. Sino pang gusto sumali, Carl? Might be his turn on the headshot machine, pero yun lang. May trade na nangyari and the machine is now permanently broken, at least for the round. Pero DLR still could be the trade para sa kanyang teammate. He has not been checked in that position. Jessan, key shot to be hit dito kay Teng. 3 versus 3 now.
So weird though. And all the pressure's coming in from mid. DLR catches Carl here. Jessan gets the information. Knows that JJF is on his way inside the site. And he scurries out of the way. Trying to stay alive inside.
Scope him.
What? He gets that! I thought he was cooked for sure. Apparently si Ram na natitira. C4 in his hands luckily. But he's gonna be having to pray to his lucky stars. The 2v1 goes in his favor. Jessan only one bullet regardless of where it lands on his body will result in his death. And as you can see, STL is taking his time. All the way around, playing ring around the Rosie, making his way through pillars. Long commute, long scenic route. Jessan down, it's a 1v1. But SDL now has an inkling na paparating sa may flank niya dito. Plays around the batteries. We talked about this. Batteries, so hard to take. But no information whatsoever. SDL, he gets the headshot and the conversion. ExGovernors keeping it close once again. Just when you think sneaky, just when you think na lumalayo na itong EKISQUAD, nag-activate yung ExGov. Hindi sila papayag na basta-basta makuha tong new compound.
And Ram dies to the biggest bad habit of Filipino crossfire players, the Filipino repeak, the Filipino reswing with the USB. And honestly, Ram, naintindihan kita dun kasi yun yung gagawin ko sa sitwasyon na yun, in all honesty. But you know, with a better weapon, especially with an EPR, a straight-up laser, no? In the first 7 bullets, pare. It really is hard to miss with that weapon. Especially in it's not really necessary to crouch. You know, only on the deeper sprays. Pero Carl looking. Carl fishing. Dito sa storage B.
Can you check OB?
I think so. Pop flash would be nice. Ooh, Jessan's hit.
Too much smoke. They're so intent on looking for Jessan, pare. Nilagpasan lang nila. They're not even looking for OB here. Another repeat from DLR as well. Just restoring that faith, the security here. Kung may tatawid man. Yes, the patience. Another smoke. QRL. Try to see kung may makita siya sa may bintana. Yung dungaw, pare. Yung dungaw niya, nakuha kagad yung ulo ni OB. Now an opener, DLR waiting for that force through the door. But hindi niya makuha.
Oh my God, he tanks it?
Not a single one. And JJF, look at this. Perfect timing coming in from mid as Hanshu rotates over. And now Jessan and STL can do nothing but pray. What can STL do in this 1v5? Absolutely zero zip.
Honestly, if I was to lose a B-side hit, that's the way to do it. Kasi, yun nga, no, at least to kind of reinforce that they can outplant at least without a fight. But at the same time, you can kind of feel confidence mounting dito sa EKISQUAD, no? They're now starting to hit their shots, especially on the BL side. QRL kind of saved this game so far. And Owen King, once again, another good find para sa kanya, pare. Pero tignan mo naman ang posisyon dito ng ExGov. They're on the other side of the map. They are still 4 strong. And Teng, gonna peek off the wrong angle at the wrong time. Ano yung tinitignan mo dito, boss Teng? CB, quick scope, OB, gonna hit his. Pero SDL still on the backside. Will try to see if he can gain control. Papunta nga dito sa CR. Right place, right time. Off angle. JJF not gonna hit his shot. And OB in the smoke. Nakita na si Carl! Owen King! Can you be king once again? You are 5-8, but so far, The kills that you have is the most important. Pero na-distract siya dito kay Jason. And STL will get the defuse. 7-6. ExGOVERNORS. Tumidikit. Humahabol pare.
Mahabol, man. It's some beautiful crossfire we're seeing right now. No, talagang laban kung laban. Would not be surprised if we get an OT in this one, unless one of these teams starts kind of tapering off. No, but I feel like EKISQUAD would have learned their lesson from that last map. DLR, Carl coming his way, hindi niya matamaan, and that hold on tower as well is a huge risk. Does still get the headshot. Knows that Ram could be pushing forward, but JJF coming in from above. Wants to light up the night sky with the bullets coming from his EBR. But OB, from the backside, wala siya makita, man.
Oh my God, it's just a bloodbath dito sa mid. It's the typical convent violence na nakikita natin sa new compound, but it is happening on the screens dito sa Impact. Jason still healthy, STL healthy as well. Jamero bleeding, Ram is also wounded dito sa labanan natin. And they're gonna decide to play sides here. Honestly, best course of action para sa dalawang GR players natin na natitira. EA smoke for the sake of safety, just in case they want to cross right into curve. But it is all a distraction para sa EKISQUAD. Para makarating sila dito ng long. And with all the smokes, all the nades na nakikita nga natin, Jason, suspicious na meron pang dadaan ng mid, but this could be the right decision. EKISQUAD looking for the plant, and pag naplanto agad, they better send someone to send it mid because they need that EAZ control immediately.
Definitely. 3 now. Make their way forward. Jason does not hear a thing. That should be the signal now that it's going to be an A-side take. Jason. Oh, Jamero. He's going to make his way towards tower for sure. Pag nag-rotate over na to, 30 seconds on the clock. Time pressure. And that awkward presence coming through mid. The spray down galing kay Jamero, man. So aware. Alam na alam niya kung saan niya kailangan pumunta para magkaroon ng second line of defense itong EKISQUAD sa loob ng A.
Grabe. Ang ganda ng gapang ni Jamero dun though. You know what I mean? Sakto yung timing. Jason, I think he was still looking for his teammate to rotate his way, but it would have been nice if he actually held that angle. Especially knowing na pwede pang may lumabas dun sa EA kasi tatlo pa naman yung natira. Kaling dito sa Ekis, and they needed to kind of expand there. Speaking of expansion, Hangsu, is it his domain? Mukhang hindi pala. Papunta dito sa A-side ng mga players natin on Ekis. Headshot para kay DLR. He needs to get another one, but Ram with a good answer. Jumping shot para kay Rami. Hits Jason in time. Pero meron pang player na paparating galing dito sa long. STL only getting one, and Ram finishes off OB a fast round. A minute and 44 still on the clock, pare, and the EKISQUAD on a map point.
I don't know about that one, man. ExGOVERNORS, we overcommitted to those fights and it gave away their lives way too easy. We're starting to see a little bit more progress on the EKISQUAD side. Just one more round to go. We'll be finding ourselves in sub-base. DLR and Hanshu have to be much more patient now, holding out through mid. Kasama nga rin si SDL as a secondary point of backup. Owen King gone. That's one. And I think they might have seen the rifle peeking its way out through the window. Thing has to be careful. USB in his hands. Wait a second! He gets flashed, but somehow he's still alive. Yun nga lang, tower has turned itself into a kill box. Man, he has no idea what the hell to do. Carl? Push forward.
Uy, dangerous game.
Lalaro siya ng patintero, men. Paano ka tatawid dito?
I think Carl spotted itong si Hangsu actually on the cross. Really do not want to be playing this game if you are Carl, but he's willing to play it. Good pop flash para mawala dito si Hangsu sa kanyang angle, and look at the amount of distraction he's playing. On the B side, he's challenging Hangsu. On the inside, Carl. All this confidence, where did this come from? And it seems like he knew. He knows na meron na siyang control dito na storage B, and that's all he needs in order for EKISQUAD to operate the rest of the map. Pero tignan mo naman dito si Hangsu, medyo tumatapang dito sa may midside, or rather, it is itong si DLR na tumatapang dito sa midside. So they're trying to gamble for gamble here. Ginagawa nga dito ng Ekis.
Might be working though. Jasmine will be the only line of defense para pumasok ng B. itong EKISQUAD. So he needs to hit at least one. Yes, he gets it. JJF on the tail. Cannot decide kung saan ka pupunta. JJF catches him. Just way too many characters flying around on the screen now. 3v3. C4 also set now sa loob ng ating B-side. Hancho coming in from the backside. Oh, the snap onto Tank's face. Ngayon, both sides feeling the pressure. Ram and Jamero clean it up. EKISQUAD secure new compound, which means sub-base is where we will end.
Holy game by Jamero and a holy game here by Ram. 21 frags for the kid and as well as 18 para dito kay Jamero. So really nice return to form para dito sa ating EKISQUAD. No? We were kind of feeling na they kind of fell off dito sa ating impact because of what happened dito sa map number 1. But it kind of just seems like they were getting warmed up for new compound and they actually got the map pick dito ng ating ExGOVERNORS, which is not gonna be a good sign para nga sa kanila because we are entering a EKISQUAD classic map, which is itong sub-base natin, men. And I feel like yung experience dito ng ExGov, I feel like they do play some sub-base, but I feel like I would be more confident in banking it on dito sa Ekis in terms of that specific map, no pare. Pero ayun nga, men, grabe. Nagwala dito si Ram, nagwala si Jamero.
Yeah. Great stuff, man. I really want to allow dito si Jamero no, na just so consistently able to get one or two frags just anchoring on the A site. Talagang ayaw makapasok yung ExGov dito. And because of that, the result was that ExGOVERNORS were kind of spamming B towards the end nitong second half. And they really could not last any longer than maybe 10-15 seconds once na nag-decide yung EKISQUAD kung saan sila pupunta. No?
Oh, grabe, man. EKISQUAD, there are a bit of doubts. Galing nga sa kanila dito. Considering na, ayun nga, no, especially what happened dito sa first map natin. It was just a crumbling on the second half. But now, this time, EKISQUAD, kind of returned to form and it didn't crumble on the second half this time. Wala nang tilting. It was a lot more stable. And some individuals stepping up to the plate as well, especially para kay Owen King, no? Despite what his score suggests right now, he was key in some of these rounds na nakikita natin or some of these wins na nakikita natin on the side of EKISQUAD. But once again, we cannot ignore yung performance nga dito ni Jamero and dito ni Ram posting up 21 and 18 dito sa ating labanan. And especially those two, ever since they started popping off, no? Parang nag-iba na yung ihip ng hangin dito sa ating series.
It really didn't matter what you were throwing at them, whether it was a flash or a smoke. Parang basadong-basado ng EKISQUAD kung paano sila kukuha ng space. That's just how consistent it was moving into the end. As you could see, no, the last 3 rounds were a non-stop bludgeoning galing sa EKISQUAD para tapusin yung new compound natin. And now, ExGOVERNORS, whatever confidence there was back on Angara is now gonna be reset back to 0. Both squads are gonna have to keep their heads on straight as we make our way towards sub-base mamaya. But if you look at the numbers, man, even SDL, sinabi natin sobrang impactful na player back on Angara, could only squeak forward with a 1.0 KD. It's all over the place for ExGOVERNORS here.
Yeah, and then Hangshu tried his darndest, no, para maipalik yung game na to, papalik sa kamay nga ng ExGOVERNORS, but ever since that second half turnaround, para dito sa EKISQUAD, and they got the wins on the duels that they needed to win. The confidence was kind of skyrocketed from there. And the headshots per kill, pretty good as well para dito sa Ekis. 0.67 para dito kay Jamero, and 0.52 para dito kay Ram. Set MVP natin is gonna be quietly contested, no, dito sa dalawang players natin, but it is, of course, gonna be Ram.
Yeah. Numbers in his favor, man. 2.33 on the KD. 1.3 kill per round and the 0.52 on the headshot per kill. Silang dalawa, no? This duo of Ram along with his compadre na si JJF. Silang dalawa alone. We're an unstoppable force. Not to mention the rest of the team really stepping up towards the end of this map na kinailangan ng talaga nila is come back to that consistency, reset, and start to function more as a squad as compared to that falling out that we saw back on Angara. So hopefully that means that they're going to be heading into sub-base with a renewed outlook on life para tapusin yun. With that being said, they're going to take a break. We're going to take a break. We'll see you guys after this one para tapusin ang ating huling serye para sa ating gabi. Isang mapa na lang ang nalalabi para sa ating huling serye ng araw na to, men. sub-base tayo makikita. ExGOVERNORS versus EKISQUAD, a much closer affair than we would have expected. But I feel like no EKISQUAD have finally warmed up. So this last one should be a banger.
And we've obviously seen strengths from both sides. No, even on new compound, you would say na there was a fight galing nga dito sa ex-governors in that first half. But when it came to that second half, yun nga, dalawang rounds yun lang, are 2 or 3 rounds lang ang nakuha nila in that one, and obviously we needed a bit more galing nga sa kanila dito. So EKISQUAD being back in the fray definitely changes the conversation para nga dito sa sub-base, considering it's a map that is often played by the individual players at least nga dito ng EKISQUAD, considering yung history dito ni Ram and the teams that he has been, and of course para dito kay Jamero with his time back in Vanguard, no? So ayun nga, it kind of seems like the experience is gonna go in the way dito ng Ekis individually. Pero I am not so sure kung yun nga, no, if it is still gonna be the same connection na makikita nga natin on those on that map number 2, where you know they're gonna be well coordinated, especially pagdating dito sa sub-base na you know, teamwork is definitely essential. Yun nga, no, second mid control definitely needed. Machine room control, or that machine room skirmish, no, yung pwede nga natin makita mamaya, definitely could be in effect. So, ayun nga, for the side of ExGov, as long as they can play it smart dito sa sub-base, they can definitely survive and even win.
Yeah, pero lipat na nga tayo dito para sa ating huling mapa sub-base. Here we go, EKISQUAD.
Wait, hold on. Check the VAR. Check the VAR. Check the VAR. We're checking the VAR. There we go.
We're back. No DR tayo for first round. JJF made his way out through here. Magtitingin sa may woods, and he already catches Hanshu early in the round. Sabi nga natin kanina si main character Hanshu, kind of saving the rounds back on new compound. Should not be allowed to do the same thing here on sub base. OB making up for absolutely nothing. Gives away his life for free. Ngayon, tatlo na rin yung kailangan malagpasan ng EKISQUAD para makapasok ng mga site dito. Or in STL is alone. Has to hold on to Loag with absolutely no help at all. And Ram as well. We got two different extremities of the map being thrown with utilities from EKISQUAD. They have yet to regroup and decide kung saan sila pupunta. But by the looks of it, I think they do want to go more towards the A side of our map. Never mind. Hindi nga yata to.
Wait, DLR, you just end this.
Oh,
yun ang sinasabi ko, pare. The USP with the HK, a dangerous combination. But Jessa now with an ABR. Not a sniper this time, but he's dealing damage dito kay Carl. DLR will get a kill in return, but Jamero with a double kill on his own, turning it into a 1 versus 1. HC right on the money. Kung nasan si STL, the nade into the bullet to the chest combo. And it will be a 1-0. EKISQUAD, it's a bit of a scramble, pero na-survive naman nila, pare.
Yeah, well predicted here. No, galing sa kanila. They like it. They maintained so much pressure on both sides for such a long stretch of time. The ExGOVERNORS, they were just divided up until the actual side take. DLR spotted here. Owen King catches him. Now an opener for EKISQUAD has been found. So far forward, STL was looking absolutely nowhere. And look at the amount of real estate that EKISQUAD is able to unlock just because of that movement on this map. OB last man standing. The 1v4 like this should not be long for this world, knowing na ang daming paparating na tauhan sa may likuran niya. No choice but to push forward. Catches Carl to eliminate him, but the rest of the team, wala na siyang kaalam-alam kung saan napunta itong EKISQUAD.
Yeah, ExGOVERNORS. OB has been pretty clutch with his situations, pero ang problema nga lang dito, this is now the map of Subbase, one of the hardest maps to clutch on, especially as an individual, especially going into the A side para with two players staring at you. Galing dito CR, Ram now spotted in the smoke. OB will not be checking his left, and Jamero will be going down. It is going to be a dead round, as is obvious na wala isang player dito na ExGov, so it will, it's a dead round game.
Yep. It will be like that, no? Hey, at least it wasn't on the first round.
For sure.
We got two
made it
rounds
to round 3.
Yes, sir. But yeah, I mean, EKISQUAD here, I feel like they have a better feel of the map, no? The individual players here. I mean, how the hell do you let JGF get so far up through second mid na SDL was just looking the wrong way? He was so intent on anyone who was crossing through na hindi niya talaga in-expect na may tao sa may ilalim niya lang. But that now goes to show na yung protocols yung setup na meron yung ExGOVERNORS here is kind of debatable whether or not it's going to be effective enough to kind of shield the individual plays out of EKISQUAD. Because if we're being honest, no, that round in particular on the macro side of things, it didn't really show stellar macro. It just said it was literally just around okay, you do your thing, I'll do my thing, and it just worked out.
Ayun nga, no? It's a typical style na makikita nga natin, no? Galing nga dito sa EKISQUAD at the very least, where yun nga, whoever just makes the best play at the beginning of the round, or at least the best play to enter a site, doon na lang talaga sila papasok dito. And it really does fit itong mapa ng South Base, because one of the best teams in this map, which is yun nga, STS, and the other best team in this map is also Fervin. So those are two teams na really are like, oh, you got that entry frag, oh, tara, pasok na natin yan 100%. We can just execute into it, or maybe we can play around that. And that really has to be the trap na kailangan i-avoid nga dito ng ex-governors, where one person gets picked off and then you start to overcommit sa isang side ng mapa. So really have to keep things balanced and keep that second mid open, no? Para nga sa inyo, kasi yun talaga yung pinaka-importanting spot sa buong mapa if you wanna rotate in between the sites.
Yeah, there's a lot of nuance here that can be missed by ordinary players when it comes to sub-base. Na, like you said, on a surface level, it's pretty simple. Get a flag, push in, and fully commit, but you need to be able to dot your I's and cross your T's, no? Para hindi ka makuha ng mid side take na bigla kayong maluluto ng kalaban niyo sa sarili niyong mantika, no? When it comes to sub-base, especially the amount of openings that are available, no? If you can go through passage, you can go through vents. It's just that there's, like I said, it's just too much nuance when it comes to this map.
Papaisip nga ako ngayon. I'm like, what can be the optimal defense would be para nga dito sa ExGOVERN? Honestly, I would put Jason in either CR vents or dito sa A side, and just kind of have the rest of the team figure it out. No, I would want to see a second sniper. Just, malay mo, diba? It can kind of bring down the offense a bit para dito sa EKISQUAD. It would kind of disincentivize them to go for hard pushes, especially sa simula, especially in places like LR, and especially in places like Passage and Second Mid as well. So, siguro, I just want to see the important extremities dito ng mapa natin, a lot more held down galing nga dito sa ExGov. Pero, I also want to see that occasional gamble, no? Galing nga sa kanila dito. Maybe the occasional MR push, maybe may magagaling din dito sa Passage. So, there's, a lot of things that you have to do in this very unique map of sub-base, pare.
Yeah, that is true, no? You need to have a little healthy mix of strats to make sure na meron ka laging plausible deniability. Not make it too obvious when you do want to go onto the B side or onto A. But I do think na you're definitely cooking here. Na usually would see one person fully committed to the A side and then everyone else more towards mid and B, which is not necessarily what we did get to see kanina in the first couple of rounds from ExGOVERNORS. No? There's also the point that has to be made as well, that ExGOVERNORS didn't really try and explore forward here and kind of just gave away that map control with every taking second. The EKISQUAD could just take and take and take without really being contested by ExGOVERNORS here when it came to actually having a good idea of or a good collection of information to decide kung saan nga ba sila mag-end for those first two rounds.
Yeah, and a lot of factors could be at stake here, especially now na medyo mainit na rin yung EKISQUAD dito sa mapa natin, pare. And you can really expect Carl and Owen King to be very comfortable pagdating sa mapa na to. I do notice that those two especially get a lot more comfortable once we enter itong mapa na sub-base and or itong Black Widow natin because their prior experiences dito. And I would just want to see EKISQUAD doing their usual, just pushing the pace dito sa mapa natin, pare.
Yeah, really something there that has to be improved, and a lot more emphasis dito galing sa ExGOVERNORS when it comes to trying to check out second mid, but there's nobody here. And they check OB on the cross. Wait, he gets one, pero dyan si Ram at si DLR nagpapalitan ng pangalan ngayon sa ating kill feed. But EKISQUAD much more successful in their campaign to try and fill up the coffins inside of this map. 2v2, SDL last man standing again. None of the hour as it is, but the C4 has been dropped down. So meron tayong konting delay. He does not get checked.
Oh, headshot!
How does that happen? He's spraying for QRL, pero si Tayo namatay. And it's just unfortunate, but hey, if you win it, you win it.
Yeah, call that a deadly coincidence, pare, na Teng just so happened to be standing where his crosshair went, and it was a headshot. That's the power of the EBR for you. I'm not lying if I said that that is not a laser beam, pare. And OB gonna take advantage of it. Yun nga, would be temporary solace para dito sa EKISQUAD, but ExGOVERNORS with the round on the board, that means that that confidence will rise. And ito yung sinasabi ko adjustment pare, no, na ilalagay mo lang si Jason sa vents and or dito sa A site. You need to put him in a position where he can instantly cancel one of the positions here dito ng ating EKISQUAD team. Kasi EKISQUAD, they're looking for any and every opportunity dito na makakuha lang na onting space.
Yeah, any kind of opening is what they need. But also, no, it's just that possibility of somebody in vents also making their way forward, hanging over your head. Kaya hindi ka talaga makapag-focus on your assigned angle, so to speak. TLR though, kinda gambling his life away here. Gives away his position a little bit too early. With that, Jamero gets that first blood in our round, and the rotations will be ensuing. Kaso nandito na nga yung mga utility na paparating galing sa EKISQUAD. Carl wants to see if he can cut off any rotation from ExGOVERNORS before they fully commit to this. They are taking their time. Because of that, no, meron na naman tayong second thoughts. You can see Jason actually letting go of the angles here, dividing their attention between passage, between second mid as well. Where do they want to go? Where do they want to end? Is the question. Obi na push forward. Hindi siya in-expect ni GJF. But the rest of EKISQUAD now will be gathering their forces, making their way forward. Jason ito nakatingin. They're fully intent, looking the wrong way. But the circle around. Galing kay Owen King gets the second, leaving now STL all on his lonesome. Dang, gets that C4 down now. Along with Ram, the double swing. Does he check?
Yes, play the heady angle.
Can STL find it? They're separated. First angle, found the spray down, not there! And again, another round for EKISQUAD is secured.
Yun nga, ExGOVERNORS towing dangerous territory dito sa mapa natin, pare, with EKISQUAD now starting to kinda mount up pagdating sa kanilang confidence, and now you can see EKISQUAD now starting to pick more dangerous angles dito sa mapa natin, and ExGOVERNORS, they're starting to tuck in, which is gonna be a fine reaction, no, pare. If they could just get a cheeky pick in, pwede pa yan, pare. Pero tignan mo naman yung EKISQUAD, nangungulit talaga kahit saan, and they end up with 2 low HP players.
A little awkward for them, but hey, for ExGOVERNORS, that kind of chip damage could make a huge difference when it comes to this the late round, no? Oops! Hindi ka na, but that's information as well being granted. Carl maintaining now the possibility of somebody inside the vents will further sow the doubts here para sa ExGOVERNORS on their defensive positions. The problem is, everyone's so low. A well-placed HE will be able to convert Carl, Owen King, and Teng in a matter of seconds. But with the singular Jason here inside of Luwag, nag-aantay para mag-push itong EKISQUAD sa A. If you can get at least one, maybe even two, things would be much more simple. Pero ito na nga, Owen King waiting for the call. And EKISQUAD want to go all in.
Oh! Collateral para dito kay Jason. Hangshu gets Jamero on the CR chase as well. Pero Jason gusto pang dumalawa, pero hanggang dalawa na lang ang makukuha na doon. And Hangshu will be getting the quick reply dito kay Teng. Ram, the last one left alive. This kid is capable, but he is surrounded ng players dito ng ExGov, and what an opening. And this is what I was talking about, man. Just keep the homie Jason in CR and or shotter and or defenseman Gucci yan, and yan yung pwede mangyari.
Yeah. Let him focus. One singular goal. At yun na nga, no? Di nakatawid si Jamero. No opener now. JJF being one of the more important resources dito para sa EKISQUAD as these rounds move on. QRL with the wall bangs, not able to convert STL. Hoping that he can get it. Yes, STL is gone. That leaves Hanshu alone to try and hold on to this. Carl traded out Jessan, pushing forward. I think nakita yata siya dito. Ram turned away. He gets one. But Teng for that trade. We got a 2v3 on our hands. ExGOVERNORS squarely with the advantage in.
Initial wood fight didn't work out. Teng trying to send it on the timing para ma-distract yung mga players natin on the side of ExGov to go on the A side of the map. I wish he would throw a nade or two, pare, to create a bit of attention on his side. But Teng, he has made his way to missile.
Yo.
Potentially making his way papunta dito kay Hangshu, but Hangshu right
Wait.
place, right time para sa kanya. Good
Ay!
repick, pero nakaltukan nga dito si Hangshu, and there's information na may low HP player na naandito sa loob ng CR. Hindi pa gumagalaw yung mga players dito ng ExGov, but they're now starting to get suspicious na masyadong tahimik dito yung LR. But the ExGovernors, they're playing it by the book. They are playing it as safe as possible. And Owen King, I think he's gonna go for the re-clear dito sa CR muna bago siya mag-plant sa harap dito ng missile so he can gain that vision.
Oh, he's still going?
I think he's gonna stop here. Wait a few seconds.
Waiting for rotation to happen, man. It's way too quiet. ExGovernor is definitely gonna be getting antsy with every second that passes. They have to just keep checking. There's no choice. But I do like this approach, no? It's a 3v1. Why sacrifice your numbers?
Whoa!
Sancho's down.
I think that's
Yun
fine.
nga
That's
lang, he's the
info.
only low guy, though. That's the thing about it. DLR and Dobby fully healthy here. Owen King's gonna have to fully commit to this hold.
That is a bit skewed. Oh,
Flash.
you're gonna have to defend it from there, brother.
Oh!
Whoa, 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 Owen King!
It's possible.
Wait a minute!
Oh!
USP with the 3K. Owen King left without the king. Even though his score was questionable nung map number 1 at 2, but he comes back in map number 3. And just like what I said, they become a really, really good pag sub-base, but Ram maybe not getting the memo that we needed to slow down dun sa Ram na yun.
Yeah. An opener now. Dang. And Carl is pushed forward again, no? Just if he can get this, then things are gonna start falling apart for EKISQUAD. Saan ka nakatingin, Carl? Fully intent on the CR experience. Granted, wala pa naman silang kahit anong control of the map with every passing frag na makuha dito ng ExGovernors. EKISQUAD are just gonna have to rely more and more on the highlight plays from these players. Staying, taking steps equalize the manpower on both of our squads here. I like currently the position ito ni JJF. If any kind of rotation happens, pwede siya makahuli ng tao sa CR. Laking laso nun para sa ExGovernors, but they're really taking their time. JJF Teng. Pwede si Owen King na medyo hindi pa nag-activate sa MR, no? Waiting for the active push. JJF to drop down. They don't know he's here. He comes in from behind. Hanshu caught unawares. His pants down, and he's just going and going. OB is down. 2v3. EKISQUAD getting sprayed down from SDL as well. Kakailan, akala mo may space na nga sila. Things are turning on their head once more. Owen King and Teng! Sniper versus sniper. Ito na naman. Jason, saan ka nakatingin? Teng! How is this so awkward, man? They're playing ring around the rosy.
What?
Naubos yung bala ng USP, but Teng still gets it! 5 rounds for EKISQUAD on a thread.
That's the third 1 versus 1 na naipanalo nila, pare. And Teng going absolutely unreal dito sa papa natin, men. And it seems like he might have a bit of Cebuano in him with the way that he is playing itong sub-base natin, pare. And oh my goodness me. Teng, good spot. Sana kung makuha dito si Jason, but SDL, that is a very thin angle. Very punishable as well with an EBR. But they are trying to get him off of that spot, and finally nawala dito si SDL. What's the reaction here para sa ExGov? They really need a person in shotter immediately. And they need to decide which side of the map yung prioritize nila.
Where do you want to end it? The question, no? Yung kapal na Ekon dito. Can't be crossing out through woods knowing na ganyan karaming tao from ExGovernors. As you can see right now, medyo separated itong ExGovernors natin with OB, more intent on passage, pati si DLR and Jason, no? No cross has been made. 3F held, JJF again waiting for some sort of exploration galing sa ExGovernors. One exploration that is never to come kasi wala talaga silang interest on Vent in particular. And now Jason has to be able to absorb the pressure. The 4-man push coming in from EKISQUAD here on A. Once the utilities start popping in the air, Jason's life is in danger.
Oh, there it is. Pops on the A side. Oh my goodness, Ram. Nakita agad si Jason dito sa CR. That's absolutely insane. DLR. on the Lubag
Oh,
side,
OB?
but he does get spotted immediately. But look at DLR still well alive, going back into woods. Owen King just going crazy dito sa mapa natin. And EKISQUAD, the chains are broken. The ceiling has been broken as well. And they are 6-2 dito sa subbase. They're on a roll. Ooh.
Jason here in the opener, man, trying to paper
Owen's
off.
gonna send it.
Surely they don't just keep going, right? But I think they will.
Yeah, Owen's on 2F by the way.
Oh no, Ram. They don't expect Owen King. How does
Oh.
Jason hit that? Ex-Governors are able to activate in the last round of our half. Standing a chance here to bring us to a 6-3. Jamero's gonna have to try and clutch a 1v5. Has to get the ace out here, but can't even get one out of this round. Ex-Governors clawing back. But still, it's a long way to go as we shift into our second half here, Sneaky.
Yep, dude. Owen, honestly, you do deserve getting sniped into 2F because grabe na yung, yung timing niya eh. Yung papasok talaga dito ng LR. No one was looking at him. His teammate got fried. And honestly, it's a very nice attempt. If you hit that shot on Jessa, no, you might not know what was gonna happen dito sa loob ng B-site natin. Pero, ayun nga, obviously, still quite an equal battle in between yung dalawang teams natin, despite the scoreline that we are witnessing at the moment. No, I still believe that ExGov can definitely bring it back dito sa ating second half. Pero EKISQUAD, you cannot really ignore that the entire team is now on a roll dito sa ating labanan. And with Teng hitting his shots, Owen King now popping off. He's not on negative KD anymore.
Yeah.
So, itong si Carl as well, he's now starting to be... He's actually just flashing itong si Owen King paloob, which I think is the right role para sa kanya as he wants the support frags instead of just running on in with Owen King dito pare. So interesting game so far para sa Ekis. They are proving that sometimes you can just run through a team pare.
Yeah. And it is working, man. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. But now that we're switching over to the sides, GR naman yung kailangan hawakan dito ng EKISQUAD. They need to be a little bit more solid this time around. But I feel like, Teng should be able to, at the very least, become a feared subject when it comes to trying to take that space inside of B. Kung may nakabantay man, na may tatawid ng woods, or you could be waiting in shutter as well. Because when we talked about kanina, itong vents plays na ginagawa ni Jamero for the last, I think, 3 or 4 rounds from EKISQUAD is not even activating every round, no? That it's perfect conditioning coming in from EKISQUAD for that one. And I think Vents was largely an ignored quantity, an ignored area of subbase for the most part, if you were to observe yung galawan ng ex-governors.
Ayun nga. And with ex-governors kind of trying to file back dito nga sa mapa natin. And I feel like, pagdating naman sa Opensa, they can have a bit more freedom dito nga sa ating mapa. And I feel like, EKISQUAD now, in a better position siguro, or in a worse position rather, pagdating at least dito sa side sa mapa natin. I feel like, baka sila pa yung mag-overextend dito sa ating mga rounds. And even then, there is still that one chance that Ram just hits a random headshot or Owen King just hits a random 2K and, the entire round can be over. So, it really is a fine line between going hard dito sa mga sites natin pare, but at the same time not getting caught in between a very awkward timings outside or dito sa may outer natin pare.
I mean, that is the thing, if you don't get caught, you're a genius. But if you do, then you're just every other player in the game when it comes to sub-base, no? So, kailangan talaga magkaroon ng consistency. I feel like there is the support system now for ex-governors has to be there para ma-replicate nila the success that we saw out of EKISQUAD here in our first half. I mean, the utility is well placed. Yung mga lineups galing sa kanila, a lot of the smokes were very important to kind of slice the longer angles here on sub-base. We need to see a little bit more of that to make ex-governors campaign of trying to catch up to EKISQUAD much more possible.
Nezzy, ex-governors only 3 points down dito sa labanan natin pare. EKISQUAD with the advantage of 3 points. Pero ex-governors nandito na sa ating BL side. And if I'm judging right, they are trying to go for that second mid control, just like what I said. Very sought after, pero Jamero, nakita agad si OB. He was trying to slide on the right side angle dito sa may pintuan natin, pero the wallbang arrives at the right time.
Yeah, positioning here for EKISQUAD, no? They got everything covered. Passage covered, LR covered. Without any supporting utility. Feel like EKISQUAD right now, the way ExGOVERNORS rather, the way that they're scattered across the map is not gonna be to their advantage. Commitment on B, DLR, the entry onto Ram. But now they've pulled Teng's attention. Di niya na alam kung saan titingin. At nakalusot na nga si Hanshu. Is already making his way towards 2F. But he is expected. Calling out for the teammates here. Jessa and DLR, SDL trying to stabilize inside of the B site here as they continue to trudge forward. Teng gets taken down and Owen King rotates a little bit too early as well. But now Jessa and SDL bleeding at the hip. Si Jessa na lang natitira. Does he still have it? He needs to get 2 perfect shots. DJF inside the site, playing around the missiles. C4 out of reach as well para kay Tito Mo Jessan. I don't think they're gonna be expecting this. But they do back off. It's much safer here with the positioning they have right now. QRL wants to investigate kung Jessan, if he takes the long route. Wow! Putikan namin. It was almost there, but unfortunately, the timing on the on-scope para kay Jessan was awkward. Now, EKISQUAD, 7.
It is what it is, man. You know, you're trying to go for a crouch pre-aim dito sa passage, and then it just so happens na, you know, the guy arrives 1 second right after, pero Owen King not waiting at all for that first headshot dito kay TLR. Owen King will get another one on Hangshu. He's just collecting souls dito sa machine room, and ito yung sinasabi ko, you really have to be careful about these gambles na ginagawa ng EKISQUAD when it comes to the machine room specifically. And here comes the A-side take para sa ExGov, pero si Teng nakabantay sa dulo ng missile, unaffected by the flash. Here comes the nade. SDL will get blown up on the metal box. Si Jessa na lang natitira, and he's now surrounded by Ekis players. No one King now spotting. Ram is jumping, and Jessa will be falling to his doom. 8-3. EKISQUAD, okay, yeah. I mean, this is exactly why you pick sub-base map 3.
Yeah. The layers and layers here of the defense from EKISQUAD making it much more interesting. Pero ito na nga suntukan sa MR yata. You see absolutely nobody here. Nakikita sa parking lot, but look at the space from SDL. He's made his way all the way sa likuran ni Ram. Backstab with the rest of the team behind him. Buti na nandyan si JJF. But now, kill after kill for both of our squads. Susuntukan na lang sila dito. The C4 will get planted on the B site, but look at that. Sobrang aware ni Jessa na may possible flank galing kay Carl. Flash out Jessa and still hits him. It does not matter if you have the flash, and it's all up to Teng. EBR in his hand, and the smoke's really thick on his face. On the side, as to where he really wants to go. He's OB, that's not where Hanshu is, and they're just popping up on all corners. ExGOVERNORS denying the series point para sa EKISQUAD.
Yun nga. EKISQUAD still trying and vying para dito sa map point natin, pero ExGOVERNORS, they're gonna make sure that they're gonna fight for it as much as possible. Double nade on the outer side. Already, bawas na nga dito si OB. ExGOVERNORS looking for that early damage, but they get damaged instead. Not much presence dito sa shotter, no? Instead, they double up dito sa CR. And Teng will be deciding to go the vents route for the sniper. So there's 4 active players. And Jamero will try yung second mid control.
Seem to be working, at least for now. No, medyo deny nila yung attempted push from ExGOVERNORS. There's just nobody here. DLR also. Or the possibility of somebody pushing out through vents. Do they commit? JGF around the corner?
Kita yung paa. Ano ba yan, Jason? You know, sometimes your leg just sticks out just a bit too far pag nakaka-crouch ka pa rin. It just so happens to be one of those times. And honestly, just unlucky. Galing nga dito kay Jason pare, but it is what it is. Game still goes on. Whether or not you die or live in this situation, pero EKISQUAD still tucked into the site. Not much help para dito kay Ram on 2F. Still gets massive damage.
How is
Dito
he
kay
still alive?
DLR and even a kill dito kay STL. DLR finally finish off its own si Owen King. And Tang just slips in from vents into passage just as expected. And Obi, the last one left alive. And here comes Carl with the USP. Distracted, pero lalaban pa si Obi. Is it another clutch from the most clutch player? But Carl gets it with the HK417, tapping away. 9-4, EKISQUAD looking to close out the series.
Just one more round to go here for EKISQUAD, pare, and they will further their campaign into the playoffs. These governors start to get desperate here. Amount of smokes. They still choose to fully push out through it. Hanshu does get Carl, but Owen King, again, the layers of defense from EKISQUAD activating at the perfect times, denying the space from ExGOVERNORS. Now they're being corralled into a corner. Jessa and DLR huli na nga kung saan sila pupunta. Jamero, good for one. Jessa, last man standing, not long for this world. EKISQUAD secure the 2-1.
There it is, EKISQUAD confirming finally the 2-1. It got a bit scary dito sa map number 1 natin, pare. Pero pagdating naman natin dito sa new compound and sa ating sub-base, the story changes para dito sa Eki. So big congratulations para sa kanila. They now move up to a 5-2 record dito sa ating group stage. And para naman dito sa ExGOVERNORS, they are now 3-3. What was supposed to be yung record nga dito ng ating JYB squad if they won yung kanilang series, or they did win their series. Ayun nga, I'm sure.
They did
Never
not,
mind.
yeah.
They did not win the series. Pero yun nga, big congratulations dito sa EKISQUAD, but at the same time, there is still a chance. There is still a chance. There is still a shot para nga dito sa ExGOVERNORS na makapasok, pare. But they have to beat AG. It's a team that is in a similar vein to EKISQUAD. We saw it in the series kanina, pare. We saw it in the series. We know, Alliance gets a bit cheeky dito sa laruan, similar dito sa Ekis, and they're gonna have to run back what they did dito sa map number 1 and study what they messed up on dito sa map number 2 and 3. So, still big props dito sa ExGOVERNORS, no? They actually showed some really big fight dito sa ating labanan, and para sa Ekis, yun nga, no? Y'all are too good at just monkeying around, pare.
It is what sub-base is. No, but you can see, no, in these highlights, it's just the individuality of these players, man. Si Carl, si GGF, man, how many times have we seen multi-kills from these players? Si Teng as well, just the utility of having the TRG constantly hit them in the face. It's just too good. The individuality is all they really needed. Kasi, for being honest, it's just how sub-base works.
Yep, and with the continuous denial dito na second mid, a whole lot of fights going on dito sa MR, and as soon as we saw the GR side start, no, nakita na natin na, nagpo-forward ni KT Ekis, honestly, Owen was just pushing everything and anything dito sa mapa natin, and as the designated ally / headshotter dito ng ating EKISQUAD, I feel like he did a fine job dito sa mapa natin, but big credits dito kay Carl, who stepped up big dito sa mapa natin, but also to Jamero and Teng. Teng especially. Napakalaki ng pinagkaiba na nakita natin galing sa kanya. Maybe it is him kinda, getting off of the sniper from time to time, but he was hitting his shots on the sniper as well. Pero titignan natin the statistics. Teng with a 1.75 KD with a 1 kill per round. Jamero on the same vein as well with a 1.14 naman ang kanyang KR. Owen King 0.77 headshots per kill, and that's what I'm talking about, man. When Owen King is on, he can definitely be on, pare.
Yeah, I mean, EKISQUAD really, this was a team effort, no? Not necessarily in the macro way, but it's just that everyone was doing their job. Kung ano yung toka sa'yo, kaya mong hawakan, and that's how simple it really was. If we're talking about how sub-base played out for these two squads, and ExGOVERNORS could really not get past it. Owen King, GGF, pati si Teng. It doesn't matter where you went kasi there was definitely at least one of these players waiting for you to show your face. And as soon as you did, you would get shot out of the server.
And then still props to Chesan for still posting up a 1 KD with a 1 kill per round at the very least, and Hangshu for a good show of clips sa nakita ka natin kanina, no? Pero EKISQUAD, at the end of the day, they are still the strongest team in the server at this current moment. A lot of people or a lot of players can be set up for the set MVP dito, para Jamero, honestly, really big impact para sa kanya. Teng also has his case as well, pero underrated would be itong si Owen King, pare. Pero of course, we're gonna have our set MVP, and it is gonna be Mr.
Another.
Jamero, it is gonna be him. 1.78 KD, 1.14 kills per round, 0.56 headshots per kill, and a plus minus of 7, pare. So, he's been playing good.
Yeah. I mean, nakita naman natin yung impact niya no, back on new compound and even now in sub base. Whether that was monkeying around in vents or just holding onto the A site, Jamero was there constantly holding on for dear life, either able to get the multi kills and stop the take altogether, or delay it enough para makarating yung rotations from the rest of Eki squad and close out these rounds. It's just these players that are able to give impact that really convert a team that is good individually into a team that has solid protocols. No?
Yun nga, no? And with this win, para nga dito kay EKISQUAD, this is gonna mark them a lot higher dito sa standings and is gonna make their case for the third and second seed a lot stronger nga para sa kanila dito. And we're gonna see the match result. Ankara was a bit of a disaster dito sa second half. I feel like they kind of just tilted off the face of the earth, but with a bit of a mental reset dito sa new compound and sa sub base, they got their way once again. So EKISQUAD expectations are still high para sa kanila papasok ng ating playoff. So, you know, they better keep the level up para sa kanila.
Yeah. It is one of the challenges dito para sa EKISQUAD na I feel like they're not necessarily the most consistent team as you could see out of this result na nakuha natin. But they definitely have a high ceiling. It just now will become a matter of raising the floor as we continue our way through the last day na mangyayari bukas, no? For our group stages here in Impact. But hey, congratulations to EKISQUAD. Savor the win now because they will be needing that as they continue their campaign to try and get the best placing they can here in summer.
And ex-governors, there is still a shot para sa kanila dito, but they only have to beat Alliance Gaming, also one of our contenders para dito sa ating playoffs, and it is gonna be a big challenge para sa kanila. But of course, it's your last series. It's your last chance para makapasok dito sa playoffs. Might as well either go out with a bang or at least go out swinging, or malay mo, diba? You can maybe slip onto Moment's position and kind of catch them off guard and kind of bounce Chris out of playoffs, which would be heartbreaking, no, para sa mga fans dito na Moment, but that is what ExGov is looking for para dito sa ating labanan. So, yeah, big congratulations to EKISQUAD once again, and yun nga, I feel like they're on a good path papuntang playoffs. Just a bit of tweaking, pare.
Yeah, just a little bit, but a lot of work has to be done in the next couple of days. Even if they make it into playoffs, no, the short break that we have should be, I think, 3 or 4 days before we proceed into playoffs. Is one that could make or break that campaign to try and take the title here para sa ating summer in Impact. Pero yun nga, no, we got quite a few shake-ups in terms of our rankings today. I feel like when we do take an actual look at the rankings later on, things will get much more clear, or maybe the waters have become a little bit more muddy pagkatapos nung our second series in particular, no, where JYB was able to take down ALG.
Yeah, and if we can see that weakness, no, galing dito sa ALG, I feel like definitely na ex-governors may be the type of team that can exploit that kind of thing, especially knowing what happened dito sa Ankara map natin, pare. So ayun nga, big props to the homies, in all honesty, and I hope to see that kind of performance once again nga nung papasok ng ating playoffs. But ayun nga, in other news, have we had our set MVP, or rather match MVP yet? Ayun nga, match MVP, pare, we kind of forgot about that. We've been yapping away dito sa ating labanan. Pero match MVP, drum roll, it is gonna be Jamero. I was thinking Ramos gonna be having a good case, but I feel like he kind of, is the bed nung map number 1 natin, pare. So, 1.44 KD, 1.14 kills per round, 0.54 headshots per kill, and plus minus 5 para dito kay Jamero. Once you have it, you never really lose it. The man has been here for quite a while now, pare, no? So, he knows his way around the rifle.
Yeah, that is the veterancy out of Jamero dito. Close out. Congratulations sa kanila, and congratulations to EKISQUAD for that reverse sweep that we just got. No, got way too spicy itong ex-governors, but there's definitely hope for both of these squads moving forward into the last day, which will be happening tomorrow, as we said kanina. But yun nga, no, I'm curious to see what our rankings will end up being after everything is after the dust is settled. No, kasi yun nga, luckily for EKISQUAD, they will be retaining their spot. There is just too many factors, no? Set differentials, round differentials between our squads na Only the Lops will have a real answer to once na lumabas yung numbers natin mamaya.
Ayun nga, man, it is gonna establish the hierarchy, no? Kung ano mang mangyayari na meron tayo bukas dito. Of course, I feel like with SGJ getting a cheeky default dito pare for the day, they are gonna still be hovering around itong first place natin with possibly 11-3 ang kanilang map score. And para naman dito sa baka ibang teams natin, I feel like, it definitely moved up, especially para dito kay Ekis. And yun nga, no, I was hoping for something galing dito sa JYB pare. But yeah, unfortunately, I feel like that dream is kind of dead unless another team goes 3-4. Pero just like what I said, man, there's only 4 spots in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. Sobrang daming mga kailangan mangyari for you to line up, the stars to secure that. Pero yun nga, no? Huge shout out to all the players today. Shout out kay Marbong in particular, no? Sa ating mga viewers dyan. But we got quite a lot of action today. And if I'm not mistaken, we have 2 more matches tomorrow to wrap up yung group stages natin, if my math is correct.
Yes, there's I think last day na the group stage tomorrow. Once again, big shout out dito kay Boss Marbong on the scene. And ayun nga, with the last day dito ng Impact, no, and then the last day of the tournament possibly very very soon dito sa ating labanan para Impact has been through quite a long journey. Nakadaan na tayo ng spring, nakadaan na tayo ng summer dito, and of course with our recent winners, no, ng ating Impact, or not so recent winners dito ng ating Impact Execration now being sent to international, no? Malay mo, diba? One of these teams, SCJ, Ekis, Alliance, Moment, ExGOVERNORS, maybe even JYB Hazmat sa JY, pare. Malay mo, men, sila makaabot ang ating, sa ating lipad kung saan man, wherever EWC or wherever CFS will take them, pare. But this is the standings. Of course, SCJ is still gonna be in first place, gonna have that big boost because of yung kanilang default na nangyari kanina. EKISQUAD moving up to second place, Alliance getting demoted to third, and Moment still sitting pretty dito sa ating fourth spot, pare. And the fact that Moment has no chance na wala silang control, men, sa kanilang destiny ngayon, kasi dyan na lang talaga ang kanilang placing dito. You can only play 7 matches and they have played all 7 matches dito, pare. So kung manalo yung ExGOVERNORS bukas and kung manalo sila handedly, they still have a shot to kind of knock them down. But Alliance, yun nga, no, parang kailangan mo ng kaibiganin ni Chris itong si Boss Cedrix Fernandez dito, pare, para sabihin na, boss, galingan nyo po bukas para makapasok kami ng playoffs. And ExGOVERNORS naman, yun nga, best of luck nga sa kanila dito, pare.
Yep, a lot of spice that's gonna be going on tomorrow para sa ating last 2 matches to round out our standings. But yun nga, EKISQUAD, Moment, mukhang set in stone na nga yung kalagayan nila dito. But, man, this is really where it all comes down to. Pare, yung mga match-ups natin tomorrow to really decide kung sino nga ba talaga ang huling 4 na magpapakita sa ating playoffs. Ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow there will be much more action. That being said, yung match-up natin tomorrow will be SGG versus JY Bacolod. I feel like this is gonna be a hard one for JY, man, knowing na kailangan nila makakwalify. But ExGOVERNORS and Alliance Gaming also, a lot of teams hanging in the balance because of these last 2 matches.
Yeah, and this is gonna be, I wouldn't say formality para nga dito sa JY, but there's that very, very dark shot na makakapasok nga sila dito. Pero para naman sa ExGOVERNORS, this is life or death para nga sa kanila, men, for this next matchup. So, best of luck sa lahat ng mga teams natin na makakaabot bukas. And I appreciate lahat ng mga teams playing at full capacity dito in our Impact tournament. No? It is for the sake of improvement, and it is for the future of the future of Crossfire. Half of our players at this point dun sa Masters are Impact players, and malay mo, diba, they could be up next, or they could be the whole team there. Once again, pare, big shout out lang dito, boss, kay Boss Marbong, ang LeBron James ng drone. Pero yun na lang yung shout out ko as of now. Anyway, yun pala, shout out to Sunday Shrooms Clothing as well. And that's pretty much it for me. Suave, you got any parting words, pare?
Yeah, syempre, we've got to get a shout out to everyone out there sa TNC Production, TNC Events, Smilegate Entertainment, kay Sir Alex, kay Boss Mark, our co-talents, Mochi, Daydom, Bipolar, Ramon, Emelo, and of course, kaming dalawa ni Sneaky. If I'm forgetting anybody, then malaking kasalanan yon. our community
wait.
as well. And wait,
Happy birthday kay Bipolar.
yeah,
Nga
yeah,
pala,
it's his birthday.
today.
It's his
Happy birthday to
today.
Bipolar.
Yan.
Happy birthday
kay
to the
Bipolar.
screamer ng CFSPH, and
The most insane
I
screamer.
hope you have a good one, pare. Nagpapahinga siya ngayon.
Yes, sir. And of course, no, family and friends of everybody here on production. And of course, so everyone in the community na lagi nagpapakita dito sa ating stream. Tune in tomorrow for our last 2 matches of Impact before we make our way into playoffs. Ladies and gentlemen, we will bid you adieu and good night. Suave and Sneaky Frog out.